After analyzing hundreds of different injury law firms and how they do their marketing or how they do their conversions, from small injury law firms doing 2K on ads to the big injury law firms doing 100K on ads, I noticed a crazy and consistent pattern. The problem was never the ads, it was never the leads. The problem was always their conversion rates. I remember the very first few firms I started to work with and I started to analyze, they were frustrated. They were spending thousands on ads, getting leads daily. But when they looked at the calendar, the results of their ads and them getting all of these leads did not really show because their calendar was empty. So I decided to do some digging into this. Instead of looking on how the ads performed, I started looking how they start to do their intake, seeing how they followed up, seeing what value they were giving up during the follow up, seeing how fast they were following up. And then I noticed that these injury law firms are never nurturing their leads. They are always chasing their leads with voicemails, text messages, or calls. Now, here are some things I have discovered from analyzing all of these different injury law firms, and I highly recommend you that you fix these problems that you might have in your own injury law firm. The first thing that I have figured out, there is 56% of law firms that are following up way too slow. And I'm not talking about hours or days, I'm talking about minutes. 56% of firms take 30 minutes or more to follow up with their leads, and that is a big issue. Even firms that follow up in 5 minutes are taking way too long to following up with their leads. And this goes to my second point. And this is the reason why not even 5 minutes of after the lead comes in that you follow up, it is not good at all. Firms with response time under 60 seconds convert at 3 times the rate of firms who wait 5 minutes. This is what I noticed, and this is what the stats say. Even 3 or 5 minutes is not fast enough for you to be following up with your leads. You have to be emailing them or sending that text message or giving them that call the first minute they come in. Because the stats don't lie, 3 times the conversion rate is a huge gap. Now, I'm going to show you how you can actually do all of this down in the later videos, so stay with me here. So after seeing all of these injury law firms doing these set of problems and not doing the following up they need to do, and them following up really slow, what I have gathered from the data is that personal injury law firms, only 7% of the leads actually convert into set consultations. And from my experience of analyzing the top injury law firms, I have seen injury law firms get the same leads as smaller injury law firms, but the reason why the revenue is so different is not because of the amount of leads they're getting, it's actually how much they are converting. That's why I'm saying I'm making a big deal of 1 minute following up within the first minute that the lead comes in, is because you see results like these. So I built something called the Effectuous email system, and basically the whole of it is I'm taking your leads and I'm converting them automatically through my system without you having to lift a finger or hire new staff. And basically, what it does is that it connects your CRM and your ESP. You probably might know already what a CRM is, but an ESP is basically a system that sends emails to a bunch of people in the same time. That's basically the most simplest breakdown I can give. And when the lead fills out the intake form, the system captures the data that the lead puts in and categorizes them and segments them into a specific group. So that way you can make an email highly personalized, filled with value towards the specific group of leads. And because they're highly personalized, that means there's so much value into these follow-ups and there's so much trust that you're building because the stories of the social proof you're giving is really relevant to your leads. And this helps them guide them smoothly and nurture them smoothly into being a booked consultation. Now, currently, my system is free right now, and I just ask for 3 things. The first thing I ask is that you actually use the system, don't just get the system. Second, I want some feedback. If you have any feedback, anything that didn't make sense to you, or anything that broke, please let me know. And third, if the system truly deserves it, please leave a really good review on it. I've seen injury law firms actually succeed and start scaling by improving their follow up systems. For example, Sandoval and James in I think Austin, Texas, they were at. There's this injury law firm who said that they started to spend, I forgot the exact words, I'm doing this on the top of my head, but they said they actually started to spend less on leads because they were converting more leads than ever. I'll put the quote up there, but injury law firms actually start doing scaling because they're more focused on the converting part than the leads part. And like I said, it's 100% free, so there's no risk for you because right now, I'm going to be dead honest right now. I do not have a single testimonial for this system. But I have seen injury law firms succeed and start scaling because they're focused on their follow ups. And that's what I'm giving for you for free. Now, if you're an injury law firm and you're wondering how you can start scaling, please, I highly recommend you to start looking into your follow up system because that's truly what I believe separates the big firms from the small firms. I really hope you got a lot of value from this video. So, God bless you and keep your mind well.